Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll paper it. If somebody over there that loves you wants to paper it, great. That will make me happy. Everything is signed and ready to go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support. My daughter's school, her babysitter, her nanny, her gymnastics, her swimming, her dancing, her healthcare, her all of that. I take care of it like I've always done. I don't need any.
According to growing online speculation, many people now believe the image surrounding Papoose and Claressa Shields may already be falling apart. Critics online have argued that the carefully crafted public narrative around their relationship started unraveling after comments Claressa made during an interview unexpectedly went viral. The discussion intensified after a recent appearance on a couch interview with Melissa Ford. During the conversation, Claressa appeared relaxed and open while discussing her personal life. At one point, the topic shifted toward children and future family plans, which is when viewers believe she accidentally revealed more than intended. According to the viral clip, Claressa stated that Papoose had been the one strongly encouraging the idea of having a baby together. She implied that he was pushing for it sooner rather than later, even though she still has an active boxing career and championship responsibilities ahead of her. While she later tried clarifying that they both plan to have children eventually, many listeners focused on the fact that the urgency seemed to be coming more from him than from her. Once the clip spread online, social media users began revisiting previous comments made by Remy during her own live streams and interviews. Remy had previously alleged that Papoose had pressured her in similar ways during their marriage, particularly regarding having another child. She also claimed he specifically wanted a son. The situation became even more controversial after Remy allegedly suggested deeper personal reasons behind that desire. According to statements attributed to her, Papoose supposedly struggled privately with aspects of his relationship with one of his children, who identifies as transgender and queer. Those allegations immediately sparked heated conversations online about masculinity, parenting, and family expectations. As these older clips resurfaced, many people online started framing the situation differently. Instead of seeing Papoose's comments as excitement about fatherhood, critics argued he may have been seeking what they described as a fresh start or emotional replacement. Others strongly pushed back against those assumptions, pointing out that much of the discussion remains speculative and based on personal accusations rather than confirmed facts. The controversy expanded further after commentary from online personalities and live stream discussions began dissecting the contradictions in Papoose's public messaging. Some critics pointed out that he had previously asked people not to involve his children in public drama, yet conversations about future children and family planning were now becoming part of highly public interviews and social media discussions. That contradiction became a major topic of debate online. Critics questioned whether family matters were truly off-limits, if aspects of those relationships were still being referenced publicly during interviews and promotional appearances. Claressa also faced criticism over comments she made about adoption during the interview. While discussing balancing boxing and motherhood, she reportedly suggested that adoption could always remain an option later in life. Some online commentators harshly criticized those remarks, arguing that the adoption process is far more complex than many people realize, especially for public figures whose personal histories and mental health records may become heavily scrutinized during evaluations. Discussions around those comments quickly turned controversial, with many viewers debating whether critics were unfairly attacking Claressa personally rather than focusing on the actual relationship drama. Others argued the backlash reflected how intensely public audiences were now examining every statement connected to the situation. The attention surrounding the relationship increased again after fans revisited an older interview Papoose did with DJ Vlad. During that interview, Papoose reportedly stated that he did not necessarily want to live full-time under the same roof with Claressa despite their relationship. Those remarks resurfaced online and caused many people to question how serious or stable the relationship truly was behind the scenes. At this point, online commentary has turned increasingly critical, with many users breaking down the logic of the situation in harsh terms. The argument being made is that the public narrative does not align with the actual behavior being displayed. On one hand, there are claims of emotional distance and disconnection, yet on the other, there are discussions about starting families and long-term commitments. Commentators online have questioned the contradiction between lifestyle choices and public statements made by Papoose. They argue that it does not make sense for someone to avoid fully committing to a shared household or marriage, while simultaneously discussing the idea of having a child with another partner. From their perspective, the situation appears inconsistent, as if multiple storylines are being run at the same time without resolution. Some online voices have gone further, suggesting that the real objective in such situations may not be traditional family building, but instead maintaining influence, connection, or financial alignment through relationships. These interpretations remain speculative, but they have gained traction in social media discussions about the situation. At the same time, older rumors surrounding financial dependence and personal support structures have resurfaced. Online users have pointed to claims that Papoose may still be linked to financial or administrative support connected to Remy Ma, including ongoing insurance or logistical ties despite separation discussions. These claims are widely debated and not independently verified, but they continue to circulate as part of the broader online narrative. From this perspective, some commentators argue that financial dependency and lifestyle stability often become central pressure points when relationships begin to break down. In their view, children, commitments, and shared responsibilities can sometimes function as long-term binding factors, even when emotional connections weaken. However, the situation is not being framed as one-sided by everyone. Some analysts online argue that Claressa Shields is not simply a passive participant in the dynamic. They point to earlier discussions suggesting that the relationship may have developed through mutual interest rather than one-sided pursuit. According to these interpretations, both individuals may have benefited in different ways, whether through visibility, status, or personal support, rather than entering the situation purely out of romantic intent. As the discussion continues, critics emphasize that what is being portrayed as a public love story may actually be a mixture of strategic decisions and overlapping personal interests. From that viewpoint, emotional narratives are being questioned because financial, career, and reputation factors appear deeply intertwined. The conversation also revisits earlier interview moments where Claressa expressed hesitation or fear about pregnancy and its long-term physical impact, while simultaneously discussing pressure to prioritize family planning. This contrast has been widely debated online, with commentators highlighting the tension between personal career goals and relationship expectations. Observers argue that when timelines for major life decisions become urgent or externally pressured, it can indicate instability in the relationship dynamic. These discussions have fueled further speculation about whether their decisions are being driven by emotional readiness or external influence. Meanwhile, public discussion around interview hosts and media personalities involved in covering the story has also intensified. Critics argue that some platforms may unintentionally blur the line between storytelling and personal involvement, especially when discussing relationships still legally connected to other parties. As a result, the audience reaction has shifted from passive entertainment to active analysis. Many viewers now treat each interview clip, live stream, or statement as part of a larger puzzle, attempting to separate emotional narrative from underlying motives and long-term consequences. This whole situation didn't start as loud chaos. It began with subtle moments that slowly turned into a full-blown public breakdown, where everyone involved became part of a story bigger than themselves. Two women appeared online in ways that some people interpreted as strange solidarity, but others called it something far more uncomfortable. It wasn't sisterhood in the traditional sense. It looked more like two people standing in the same emotional storm watching destruction unfold while somehow validating it. The internet quickly labeled it as co-signing chaos instead of support. People pointed out that in stable relationships, you don't usually see outsiders cheering for situations that break other families apart. At one point, she even delivered a powerful live performance that many interpreted as a direct response to the ongoing tension. The audience reaction was immediate, turning it into a viral moment that moved beyond music and became part of the ongoing narrative battle. The situation now reflects a pattern where one person is trying to hold silence, another is trying to justify their position publicly, and the entire audience is watching like it's a live series instead of real-life events with consequences. Underneath all of this, there is still a legal and emotional structure that cannot be ignored. A marriage still technically exists, a separation still feels unresolved, and a public relationship still exists in fragments across interviews, posts, and appearances. Experts in this kind of public drama often say there are only a few paths left: complete reconciliation, legal closure, or total silence. Anything in between becomes unstable ground where reputations, emotions, and futures all get pulled into conflict. The harshest truth in this entire situation is that nothing online disappears. Screenshots remain, videos stay archived, and statements are permanent. If children are involved in the future, they will eventually see everything, every post, every comment, and every headline written about their origins. That is why this story feels less like entertainment and more like a long-term consequence unfolding in real time. It is not just about relationships anymore. It is about legacy, memory, and what happens when private pain becomes public record. As this continues, one question keeps returning. Is anyone in this situation actually trying to stop the cycle, or is everyone still performing inside it? Furthermore, the digital footprint of this conflict acts as a persistent shadow over the careers of both individuals. For a world-class athlete like Claressa, whose brand is built on strength and focus, the distraction of domestic instability poses a risk to her professional standing. For Papoose, a figure long respected for his lyrical depth and loyalty, the allegations of manipulation threaten to overwrite his established legacy. The public's insatiable appetite for updates only fuels the fire, as algorithmically driven platforms prioritize the most inflammatory clips, ensuring the drama remains at the top of every feed. This cycle of engagement creates a feedback loop where the participants feel compelled to respond, yet every response provides more fuel for the fire they are trying to extinguish. Ultimately, the breakdown of privacy in the modern era means that the resolution of this conflict will likely be as public as its peak. Even if the cameras turn off, the emotional residue will linger in the comment sections and forum threads for years to come. The intersection of celebrity status and personal trauma creates a unique type of tragedy, one that is consumed by millions but truly understood by none. As the narrative continues to shift, it serves as a sobering reminder that when the lines between personal life and public persona are blurred, the first casualty is often the truth. Whether this leads to a definitive ending or a perpetual state of flux depends entirely on the choices made in the coming months.